we were young, and making friends used to seem so easy. Playing on the playground, you can make a silly noise and create a friendship that lasted forever. My name's Adina, and I moved from Los Angeles, California to Milan, Italy 5 years ago. And when I landed here in Italy, I had no friends. I was starting from scratch. Moving to a new country or a new city can be very exciting, and it also can be lonely. And making just one friend can be a world of difference. So I want to share with you 7 ways I created connection and friendship in my life, and hopefully it can help you too. Let's get started. I believe volunteering is a great way to meet new friends. One of the reasons is because most likely you will share similar values to the people that you're volunteering with, because I'm assuming you're going to pick something that you like or care about. For example, one way that I made friends was I volunteered for my son's school, and there is this group called Commissione di Mensa, and it's a group that inspects the quality of the children's food. You go as much or as little as you want to, and you go to the school during lunchtime, you check that the food's okay, there's maybe no plastic in the bread or something like that. And it's a great way to be around new people. And I was also able to see my son, and he got so excited every time I was in his classroom. This is definitely a good way to not only do something for a good cause, but also create a good foundation for connection, meeting someone. It gives you a good base start. Another great way to meet people is to take a class. The reason why I think classes are a great way to meet people is because it kind of puts you back to when we were younger kids in class with people. You spend a lot of time with them, so that gives you different opportunities to make connections with them. For example, I took a language class in Italian, and I've met quite a few people through that experience. There's also opportunities where you create a group for the class, and then you might end up studying with somebody for a test, or sometimes people host an aperitivo outside of class. There's another opportunity to make friends. So I think classes are a great way. Also, you can do online groups. Right now, I'm currently in a school group that is about people who have YouTube channels who love to talk about YouTube. Somebody reached out to me from that group, and we ended up meeting on Zoom, talking. It turns out that we had the same birthday. We have similar interests, and who would have known? I mean, and I think that's what's so great about it, because you have shared interests, so that already sets you up for a good start to meet somebody and connect. Because imagine, I remember before when I was younger, I would go to maybe dance bars or clubs or things like that, and it's yes, maybe you're having a couple of drinks, you're loose, you're open, you meet more people, but the chances of you meeting somebody who has a similar value, a similar interest, are much smaller than if you put yourself in that environment. So I encourage you to think of something that you've always wanted to learn, maybe a hobby you wanted to start, or a language you wanted to learn, or just anything that could put you around people who have the same interest. Da, 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 da. One of my first friends I met, she was a mom. Actually, I have to give the credit to my husband, because I was pretty shy. I didn't know the language, and there was a group chat created for the class that my son was in. And my husband put on that group chat that I was going to be at the park at a certain time, and that if anybody was interested, that I would be there. So luckily, one person showed up, and her name is Alessia. She was my first friend, and now she's my best friend. This is how it happens, and you just have to show up. If she wouldn't have showed up, or I wouldn't have showed up, it wouldn't have happened. So that was a great experience. You just never know what's going to happen. So if you're around parents, I would say other ways to create friendships is sometimes you can plan parties together. Sometimes if your kids have a birthday around the same day, it's a chance for you to plan a party for your kids, or you can strike up a conversation on the playground. There are many different ways to get to know different parents. You know, sometimes I've heard that people in Milan are more closed in general in the north. This is just a rumor that I've heard. And I haven't really experienced that too much. And I think maybe because I am a parent, and when you're around other parents, you have that in common. So there's many more opportunities to become friends. Number 4 is work. I believe work is a great way to meet people. For example, I was a stay-at-home mom here. I eventually got a job at a coffee shop. Why? Because I was taking Italian language classes and I loved it, and I met friends and everything, but it was taking up a lot of my time going and coming back and studying. And I got this idea, why don't I just get a job and get paid to learn a new language? Also meet friends. And that's exactly what I did. I ended up getting a job and I met a lot of people. I was working with the public, so I met all kinds of different people, serving them coffee, and I met my coworkers who also had very interesting lives. It may not be for everybody, but even if you're retired or you're a stay-at-home mom, I really do believe that it could be beneficial to get a job just to meet people. Do something, obviously, it doesn't have to be a full-time job. It could just be part-time and something that you like. Like I worked in a coffee shop. I know a guy who, he didn't even need the money, but he was working because he said, I love meeting new people. He just did it because he liked being around people. So that, I would say that's another idea, if it fits your lifestyle, of course. Da, 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 da. Another way to meet people and make friendships is create a YouTube channel. That's what I did. I know this is not for everybody, but if you're open to it, I think it's a great way to connect with people. And you're not limited to your city or your country. You can meet people from all over the world, and it's a great way to put yourself out there and attract people who are like-minded. That's one of the reasons why I created a YouTube channel, because I wanted to attract people with cool personalities like yourself. Exposure. Now, you don't have to expose yourself on camera or on social media, but I believe that we need to expose ourselves in terms of getting out there, just get out of the house, take a walk, go to the grocery store, go to a coffee shop. Try going to a coffee shop every day for the next 7 days, because there is this thing called the mere exposure effect, which means the more we get familiar with something, the more likely we're to think positive about it. That's why a lot of people end up buying name brands in the grocery market, because they're familiar with it, so they end up buying it. Same thing works for people. The more you see somebody, the more you're likely to have a positive feeling about them, and then that gives you an opportunity for connection. So just get out there and try different things, and eventually when you see people over and over again, something could spark. Okay, this park is getting busy, guys. I'm trying to stay focused. The last thing, number 7, just try, and try again. The more you try, the more chances something's gonna happen. It is a numbers game. It's like a puzzle, right? You're gonna have to try a few times to find the right fit. I just encourage you to, strike up a conversation with somebody. Don't be afraid to be the first person to make the move. And compliments are always a great way to start a conversation. Da, 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 da. Those are my 7 tips, and I hope they help you in some way. And I truly believe that our world would be a happier place if we all just had more connection in our lives and had more friendships. And if you have met friends in the past, let us know in the comments how that happened. And Share with me if you use any of these tips. I want to know how it worked out for you. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. It helps support the channel, lets me know more of what you want to hear from. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Arrivederci.